Picture yourself standing on a sidewalk along New York's Fifth Avenue. You crane your neck to gaze up at a 1920s Italian Renaissance palazzo-style building, designed by architect Nathan Korn. From the street, the limestone facade, with its delicate carvings and towering windows, might look imposing. But once you're invited past the doorman, who greets you with a courteous nod, you enter a private elevator that rises to the 6th floor, where only one apartment spans the entire level. There you discover a space that's both luxurious and inviting, a place that has borne witness to countless interviews, intimate gatherings, and personal milestones in Barbara Walters' storied life. Stepping across the threshold, the lobby inside the apartment greets you with black and white tile flooring that is both timeless and chic. The glossy red walls catch your eye instantly, creating a surprising yet elegant contrast, almost like stepping into a jewel box. This isn't just a hallway, it's a statement of style and personality. You can easily imagine Barbara's guests pausing here for a moment, admiring the decorative details and perhaps catching a glimpse of their reflection in the large, strategically placed mirrors. As you move deeper inside, you find yourself in the living room, an expansive space bathed in soft natural light, pouring in through 3 panoramic windows. From here, the view of Central Park is simply breathtaking. On one side of the room, a baby grand piano sits ready, a testament to the many refined evenings that might have included music, conversation, and maybe a little laughter crackling like a warm fire. Speaking of fires, there's also a wood-burning fireplace, flanked by tastefully arranged seating areas. Plush sofas and elegant armchairs face each other, creating cozy pockets where friends and family could settle in for a good talk. Soft lighting from antique table lamps casts a golden glow across herringbone-patterned hardwood floors, while the ceiling soars to around 10 feet, lending an airy, spacious feel. It was in spaces like this that Barbara entertained some of her most celebrated guests. Imagine, if you will, an evening gathering where figures such as politicians, renowned actors, and fellow journalists shared stories about world affairs or swapped anecdotes of life under the media spotlight. Over the decades of her career, from her groundbreaking role as the first woman to anchor an evening news segment at ABC, to her unforgettable interviews with luminaries like Fidel Castro and Margaret Thatcher, Barbara found her strength in communication. She knew how to ask the questions that could draw candid, heartfelt answers from even the most guarded souls. And this apartment provided the perfect backdrop for those encounters. As you wander, you can almost sense the echoes of voices from interviews or from casual chats with friends who popped by for dinner or a quick cup of tea. Speaking of dinner, the formal dining area is just a few steps away from the living room. It's part of an open floor plan, yet distinct enough to stand on its own. A dazzling crystal chandelier hangs overhead, scattering flecks of light across the table and the pinkish wallpaper that lines the walls. This shade is subtle, not overpowering, just enough to impart a gentle warmth. Every place setting on the table is impeccably arranged, hinting at the many elegant dinners hosted over the years. Here, Barbara would recount humorous behind-the-scenes tales from her storied career, or perhaps recall the moment she received her prestigious Emmy. It was the kind of dining room that made every meal feel like an event, emphasizing hospitality and togetherness. Adjacent to the dining area is a library that could easily be described as one of the apartment's most charming rooms. Floor-to-ceiling wooden panels, built-in bookshelves, and cozy window seats invite guests to curl up with a book or share a heartfelt conversation. A mirror with a lovely time-worn patina sits above the fireplace, reflecting the warm glow of the room. It's easy to picture Barbara here, quietly preparing for her next big interview. surrounded by biographies, current event magazines, or even the occasional political memoir. The library is a place of knowledge and reflection, a microcosm of the curiosity that drove her legendary career. Another highlight of the apartment is the spacious primary bedroom, a wood-paneled retreat that exudes serenity. Its large picture windows overlook Central Park, offering a breathtaking view of the changing seasons, blooming flowers in spring, lush greenery in summer, a riot of warm colors in fall, and a serene blanket of white in winter. Pairing light wood paneling with delicate floral patterns, the bedroom manages to feel both sophisticated and welcoming. There's an integrated bed frame, giving the space a unified aesthetic, along with built-in dressers decorated with subtle floral motifs. When she wasn't immersed in the whirlwind of television production or traveling for interviews, Barbara could find true respite here, waking up to the gentle rustle of city life outside and perhaps a soft glow of morning sunshine filtering through the curtains. Off to one side of the primary suite, there's a grand dressing room area that recalls the old Hollywood era, a lacquered vanity table surrounded by mirrors, each one carefully angled to capture every detail. Many a time, Barbara would have sat there, mentally rehearsing her lines for the day's show or the opening of a primetime interview. The lighting here is gentle yet sufficient, the perfect setup for ensuring that everything from her hair to her trademark crisp clothing looked polished on camera. Indeed, appearances mattered in her line of work, but more than that, it was her presence, her intellect, and her empathetic nature that really set her apart. Within this full-floor apartment, you'll find a total of 5 bedrooms, each with its own unique character. One of them, rumored to have once accommodated visiting family or close friends, features cheerful wallpaper, built-in bookshelves filled with bestsellers and autobiographies, and a modest but well-appointed ensuite bathroom. There are also rooms designated for staff with their own bathrooms, a testament to the era in which this building was constructed and the lifestyle that demanded on-site help. Despite being in the heart of Manhattan, the apartment has the uncanny ability to transport you to a quieter, more private realm, much like a countryside retreat housed within a grand city residence. Past the living areas and bedrooms, a well-equipped kitchen stands ready for anything from morning coffee to a multi-course feast. Though Barbara herself was often busy with her demanding television schedule, she made sure her home was well prepared to entertain. The kitchen includes a maid's pantry and an adjoining laundry room, arranged for maximum efficiency and minimal fuss. Even in this workspace, you'll spot subtle hints of Barbara's design sensibility, such as polished metal fixtures, neatly organized cabinets, and gentle color palettes that don't scream for attention, yet radiate an understated elegance. But it wasn't just the grand rooms and inviting nooks that made Barbara's apartment special. It was the history that lived within these walls. Over the decades, the property saw countless high-profile guests. A famed dinner with Monica Lewinsky was said to have taken place here, just before Lewinsky gave that defining interview about the Bill Clinton scandal. In these rooms, Barbara offered warmth and understanding, using her trademark ability to make people feel at ease, even when discussing life's most challenging moments. Equally notable were Barbara's collections. She was known as an avid art enthusiast, collecting pieces from around the world. Her apartment might have displayed John Singer Sargent paintings side by side with modern sculpture, creating a dialogue between eras of art. She also had an extensive jewelry collection, and a few well-chosen pieces were carefully featured under spotlights in discreet corners of the living room or in custom display cases. Perhaps the most impressive artifact was a ruby and diamond brooch she once wore to an event with Audrey Hepburn, a piece that speaks not just to her elegant fashion sense, but to her remarkable social connections. After Barbara's passing in 2022, the apartment briefly hit the real estate market, initially listed for $19.75 million. It later went under contract before reappearing, quite surprisingly, at a reduced price of $16.995 million. The ebb and flow of Manhattan's real estate scene, combined with the unique history of this place, made it a property that captured public attention. Everyone from architecture buffs to devoted fans of her broadcasting career wanted a glimpse behind the door. Bonhams even handled an auction of some of her personal belongings, including furniture, art, and jewelry, giving admirers a chance to own a small piece of her legendary life. Despite the glamour and sophistication, the apartment was never a mere showpiece. Over the 30 years she lived here, Barbara Walters treated it as a true home, a place to rest after a day of covering breaking news, to gather with family for the holidays, or to reminisce with friends about her earliest days on television. In many ways, this apartment mirrored Barbara herself, elegant, refined, but with a comforting warmth that put people instantly at ease. The wood-paneled library, the floral drapes in the bedrooms, the glimmering chandeliers in the dining room. Each detail seemed carefully curated, reflecting not only an eye for design but also an appreciation for life's meaningful little touches. It's also fascinating to imagine how the space evolved over time. From the 1980s decor, when she first moved in, relying on the talents of interior designer Mario Botta, to the subtle updates she might have made in later years, the apartment was a living canvas. Some rooms combined classic furnishings like antique rugs and gilded mirrors with modern accents such as bold red lacquer on a bookshelf or a contemporary art piece in the hallway. In that sense, the apartment reflected Barbara's own legacy, bridging the gap between tradition and innovation, respecting history while embracing forward-thinking perspectives. But perhaps the most memorable element for those who had the chance to visit was the view. Looking out over Central Park, in the heart of Manhattan, you'd see the city's ever-changing tapestry. In spring, pastel blossoms lined the park. In autumn, fiery leaves danced in the breeze. There's an unspoken synergy between the warmth inside the apartment and the dynamic cityscape outside. This is the quintessential New York dream, a luxurious home, standing tall above one of the world's most iconic skylines, offering a peaceful escape from the city's relentless pulse while staying intimately connected to it. Throughout her remarkable career, Barbara Walters exemplified grace, insight, and resilience. And her Fifth Avenue apartment seemed to embody those same qualities, sheltering her from the storm of breaking news and public life just beyond its doors. It's said that when she wasn't on set, she often preferred to spend her time here among her treasured books, art, and the familiar comfort of her surroundings, an oasis of calm in a city that never sleeps. So now, having taken this virtual stroll through Barbara Walters' luxurious Fifth Avenue haven, what do you think? Does the apartment match your image of the famously poised broadcaster who broke barriers and won hearts? Or has it surprised you with its blend of classic charm and modern touches? If you could peek inside any one room, which would you choose first? The library with its cheetah-patterned carpets, the refined dining room with its crystal chandelier, or maybe the primary bedroom overlooking Central Park's treetops? I'd love to hear your thoughts and daydreams about this hidden gem of Manhattan. Feel free to share them in the comments below. If you enjoyed exploring this iconic space, don't forget to give a thumbs up. And of course, I invite you to subscribe if you'd like to join me on more adventures through historic homes and unforgettable interiors. Thank you for spending your time with me. And until we meet again in the next video, I wish you a world of beauty, comfort, and inspiration. just like Barbara Walters so graciously offered to all who crossed her threshold. See you soon.